Good evening. Welcome to the night show. I am your host Nafis, and we have a very special guest today. He has some bold ideas which his colleagues call it unnecessary, but he calls it very necessary. While some of his ideas are radical, they can in fact bring a lot of changes to our society. Ladies and gentlemen, our minister Wasif.
Come. Always a pleasure.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
for
joining us.
inviting me, and I feel absolutely delighted to work for the people.
Recent interview for the ABC, you have mentioned you are working on some project for the people. Can you elaborate to our audience what you're currently working in?
Thank you for that point. See that we human have faced a lot of things from the ancient time, and there is a solution. So I came across the brilliant ideas, not only to solve the solution, but it will be beneficial for our society, for the humankind. So basically, I've been working on misinformations, adultery, live together now. We can see that it's a very problematic thing people see. And there is this thing, corruption, bribery, and last but not least, war. We have been embracing war from decades, like not decades, centuries. So why I actually thought, why deny this thing? People, it is there, right?
Yes.
So I came across like people get to solve this thing. I said, why solve it? Why not embrace it? So yeah.
But you mentioned about misinformation and adultery. Can you elaborate on this? What kind of misinformation are you getting?
Yes, misinformation you say. I would say we talk a lot, and in that talking sense, there is a lot misinformation going on. I say
Like in the social media, we
yes,
see.
yes. So I say why like deny that part since it's part of us, right?
You mentioned about misinformation. While experts say that this is tearing our society apart, what is your take on it and how are you going to address this issue?
See, this is the problem. This is the problem with the experts thing. I say, why solve it? Why not embrace it? Why not embrace the misinformation? I have come up with a plan that I'm going to make a project out of it, not to make money. The project will call National Fabrication Intuitive. Every citizen must produce one lie per week.
Okay, interesting.
So this thing will like one lie per person, right? So imagine we have 30 million people, more than that. Every person is lying every day, every week, so it will be 1.556 billion lies annually. An unpredictable cultural output.
But
So
how?
I wanted to think.
Let me ask you a question. How are you going to measure that lie? What if they lie about lying? What are you going to
Yes,
do about it?
yes. I want them to
They
grow.
want to pay.
Of course, they will. They will pay. They will pay.
How are you going to assure that payment? They're going to lie about lying.
Yeah.
They say, I didn't lie. What are you going to do about it? Payment for this lie. How will your government be enforcing this?
See, we are going to make a Minister of Public announcement. It will be a creative process since lying takes a lot of creation from the brain.
Okay.
So what we're going to do, we're going to make a quota, and the person who lies more, he will be in the top priority, and he will be benefited from those lies.
That sounds very interesting. I don't think in the history of humankind we have seen something like this. Okay.
So yeah, that is the thing. That's why I am saying embracing.
How will you know this will work? Not the other way around. What if all crumbles?
Exactly. That's a good question. You see, people when we try to solve things, people has to go against the flow. I say, why against it? I say, why not go with the flow? Listen, chaos is the fuel of new creations. And
Yes,
it is the fuel of growth.
Okay, let's shift our focus to a different topic, which is adultery, which is mentioned. Religious experts and leaders say that it is somewhat ruining our society. And what's your take on this?
You see, morality is too important to be untaxed. There will be a moral maintenance tax, and unmarried couple will pay 500 taka per obligation of like living together and fornications, and the married one will pay 2,000 taka for adultery, and the receipt will be provided.
Receipts for adultery.
Exactly.
Okay.
Uh, Transparency is essential in corruptions. People think the politicians like us, which not, finger crossed though. Okay. So politicians, people think politicians do the corruptions and stuff. I say, why not people corrupt in love as well? And they're doing it from ancient time. So transparency is essential. Why should corrupt in politics? Love, there should be also corrupt in love, and that has been happening. Citizens self-report their weird things. People's this dirty work, they should report this in Infidelity e-portal that we're going to launch next month. They will this work, this won't go in vain. We will award this loyalty towards the tax system. So we want to project revenue from this project as well. So in statistics, if you get to tax this thing, there will be 26% extra tax income from this satisfaction work that has been done by people that they shouldn't do.
But don't you think there's the extra tax, and will the people be willing to pay this? And if they don't, how are you planning to enforce this? And what about the repeat offenders who will continue to do the things you stated?
That is a good question, Nafis. For the repeat offenders, since they are very frequently on this, we will address them as high value sinners. Very frequently. Yeah, they are frequently in this sort of time and area. Or we will call them relationship ambassador.
Okay.
Okay. So here is the thing: if people don't pay the taxes, you say they're going to be, since they do it behind the back, right? We will make sure that they are followed. So those of who didn't participate in this thing, there will be a text message system, and they will be reassigned.
Reassigned? How?
So there will be a text. Our portal will fix them with new partners, and if they don't get satisfied with the current portal, they will be reassigned as a.
Speaking of reassigned, I'm not sure how I'm going to say it, but there are a lot of rumors about you. How do you address that?
Let's not go there and stick to the script. Okay?
Let's dive into a different dimension, which our people are currently suffering a lot for. It's corruption, right? So what are your plans for corruption? How are government gonna deal with this?
Suffering? I don't see any suffering.
You know, okay?
I see opportunities. I see people can climb to the leadership board. We've actually planned a brilliant idea that those who corrupt, take bribery, we will make a leadership board. We will assign them in ascending order. They will be platinum, gold, and silver. Those who are the highest level, they will be discount for their bribery. They won't get to pay the taxes. And those who didn't take bribes, they will be, what was that word again? Tell me.
So basically, what you're trying to say that you are turning this bribery into some kind of official subscription.
Yes, that has been happening. I said.
Where?
You think politicians only take bribes, right?
But not like government endorsed bribery, right?
Let's not go there right now.
Okay,
we can say a lot of money.
I ask, you say let's not go there. Let's not. Any hard question I ask, it seems you say let's not go there. Okay, I'm going to go to the next. Okay, finally, you have mentioned previously about war, and you have termed it as kind of a necessary evil. So how do you see that? we see a lot of country that is war devastated, and I personally don't see it as necessary evil. So, what's your justification on this?
You see, you have to see the big picture. War is the most efficient economy.
Yes, but we also lose our lives.
Lives. Economy matters. Life doesn't. You have to understand that. Well, in this whole process, there in war, what we see those who were unemployed, they get to employ, they get to fight in the war. The coffin makers become very busy. They get to make a lot of coffins, right? And the flag makers, the uniform tailors, they get like thousands of uniforms, right? So they get to employ just because of war, and you're saying it's unnecessary.
Your idea seems a bit psychopathic to me, but okay.
Psychopathic. Let me say, people don't see the big picture. In big pictures, people think it's psychopathic, but I see it's necessary. It is a
But the
necessary.
economy, you say.
Not in every cases. For let's say this is overpopulation, who's going to maintain that? Only war can do that.
You are planning on reducing the population by sending our young and bright students or young population to the
Bright
world.
students.
Bright students.
Right. Please, just stick with the script.
Okay, as you say, so you're planning on having an endless war, it seems. How you're gonna, like, war is costly, you know? There is a lot of cost in manufacturing the weapons, the vehicles, army fees. How are you gonna fund this endless war?
So yes, that is the point. That it is, since it's beneficial, since there is no stopping it, people will be involved in every cases of their life, every cases to protect their loved one, to make something out of something, and there will be people, and last but not least, I mean, people might think this is very psychopathic, but you see, when people die, the soil get to get benefit from it. When they got rot and stuff, the soil is.
You're thinking of the earth now,
Yeah,
economy now.
So
not
that's
the
why I
life.
always say. That's why I always say. Why don't we see the big picture? Why not? Why the small one? Why the windows?
Okay, but what if there are a bigger picture? What if there are other politicians or people like me who are disagreeing with you on this regard? How are you going to deal with the people like us who are going to actively oppose the war? And how about the diplomacy? Like diplomacy actually works. So how are you going to deal with
You
this?
see, diplomacy is luxury. We don't do luxury. We just do necessary things. And you see, you mentioned that there will be, opposite party, right? But I see there was always opposite party. But I see this. That is why these problems are there. It hasn't been solution. It hasn't been embraced.
Because of the opposition
Yes,
voices.
since the plan itself is very effective, but because of you people, that's why it's not executing it.
So we should just kill ourselves. That's what
Exactly.
I say.
I sense this is a skill issues.
This is our skill.
Yes. You cannot see the
You
big
are
pictures.
saying some radical stuff here. I don't think the audience will react nicely to it, but I sure believe that you don't even care about it. So let's go to the next question. So why war? Why not educational or other institutional reforms that helped other countries? You see.
You see, we have to see the history. Not me. I tried in the past, but the other politicians who were in a very big picture minded, they wanted to solve that problem in a very generous way, like you said, education and stuff. But they didn't. That's why I'm embracing these ideas. I want to implement it, and I want the people to embrace it.
Okay, so finally, I'm gonna ask one last time. Do you wholeheartedly believe this is gonna be a good change and bring stability to our nation? And will you be able to die for this idea that you're proposing here today?
Since I'm already here in the interview, proposing the ideas, and I'm not gonna say will this idea work or not. I'll just say one thing: that let the action speak.
Okay. Thank you, Asif. Thank you for the interview. That was all for us. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host Nafiz, and see you on the next episode.